Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And welcome to your City Hall. Yay! Welcome to this soaring symbol of inclusiveness, of openness, of transparency and accountability. And thank you for the work that is being done here today. It is an honor to stand with everybody here today, to stand with a community that for too long has been pushed to the margins and written out of history. That here, over a decade ago, I was proud as a city council member of the 13th Council District to stand with the trans community in 2004, think about that, to have the first trans job fair in our nation's history, to say that a job and civil rights and housing and safety is something for all Angelenos. And a decade later, we've had steps backwards and people who are lost, but we've had some giant leaps forward and progress made. And people, like everybody assembled here today, has built the reputation of this as truly the Golden State and this as truly a city of angels. I want to thank my fellow political leaders who are here. Paul Koretz, who's been a leader for his entire career, both when he was a council member in West Hollywood and a state legislator, and now as city council member. Mayor Lindsay Horvath, whose lead we followed when we became the second city in America and the first large city in America to put a trans advisory council in City Hall to give the trans community a voice 24/7 in everything that we do and all the legislation that we make. Thank you for being our inspiration and moving us forward. But as has been mentioned, just as we see steps forward that we take here today, we see our brothers and sisters facing steps backwards around the country. I'm so proud of this council, and I was happy to sign in a ban on all non-necessary travel to North Carolina and to Mississippi to send a clear message that this country and this city will not embrace hate, we will embrace love. And anybody who does embrace hate, we will shut out and shut down. We've got a lot of work to do, but are you ready to do the work? Yes! We've got a lot of people to lead, but are you ready to lead? Yes! And can you envision a more just city that inspires the entire world to embrace everybody, no matter who they are, for who they are? Yes! Well, our tax dollars won't fund intolerance here. And here, where we have now put our tax dollars into this issue, we're taking steps, whether it's all of our bathrooms in our rec and parks facilities. Our single bathrooms will now move forward and say gender neutral, because there shouldn't have to be a segregation of options based on your identity. We will make sure that in healthcare and employment and the good work of LAPD, who has had a task force on the trans community for a long time, becomes the example for law enforcement everywhere. And I am so excited that we are going to be a city that not only rolls back the hatred other places, but that makes sure that nobody lives with a threat of harassment, intimidation, or assault. We haven't just lost our brothers and sisters on our street who have been killed because of hatred. It is the self-hatred that pushing trans people to the shadows have done. When you read the statistics that over 75% of trans people have contemplated suicide, there is something wrong with our society. Nobody should hate themselves. Nobody should consider taking their own lives. And today we save lives we will never be able to count by just speaking up and standing up together. So thank you all. Thank you to Transform California. I can't wait to sign this pledge. And thank you to those who have been activists. And because so many in our Latino community who speak Spanish, I want to reach out to them specifically and say a few words en español también. Los Ángeles está preparado para ser un líder en el camino hacia un futuro más inclusivo, un futuro que proteja a nuestros hermanos y hermanas transgénero de la discriminación y de la violencia. El mes pasado lancé el Consejo Transgénero de la Ciudad de Los Ángeles, porque era tiempo que tomaremos en cuenta esta perspectiva al crear las políticas en Los Ángeles. Hoy tengo el orgullo de anunciar que he dirigido al Departamento de Servicios Generales a que marquen a los baños en el centro cívico para una persona como género neutral, porque las personas transgénero deberían poder usar estos espacios con tranquilidad y con dignidad, sin temor alguno. Como californianos y como angelinos es nuestro deber crear una sociedad más inclusiva para todos, Gracias, la lucha continúa y adelante juntos. Gracias.